is just now getting into the arenas where, particularly in our behavioral health areas, we're doing more family counseling rather than just veteran counseling. We think that's an important growth area in the future. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to continue to recruit and maintain those very high quality people. I am absolutely sure that when we get to questions and answers, you're going to tell us about the quality of the people that you interact with in our healthcare system. This map represents our veterans. Here in the West River of South Dakota and in the northwestern corner of Nebraska, where all of us live, and our service area that reaches from North Dakota all the way down to Scotts Bluff, each of those single green dots represents one veteran in one location. Obviously, there are some dots that are on top of each other. They represent many veterans. And we essentially have three major concentrations of veterans in our service area. That's in that corridor up there between Wall and Spearfish, South Dakota. We have the Hot Springs area where many of you go for outpatient and inpatient treatment. And we have Scotts Bluff down here to the south of us. And you folks, if you will, are scattered somewhere there in the middle. If you notice, as you move to the East River of South Dakota, there's a lot more veterans over there. But you know, we enjoy being out here. We chose this rural way of life, and we like it. This is another depiction of what I call our rurality. The orange on the map demonstrates the national definition of highly rural areas. That means less than 7 people on average per square mile. And you can see that in the Black Hills service area, just about everything there is orange. And again, as you move to the East River, it begins to paint color into more density. These are the kinds of things that begin to impact some of the proposals or the discussions we had about what we should be thinking about. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure many of you in this audience have traveled to places like Omaha, Minneapolis, and Denver for care, and you know how that is. These are some of the other things that get our attention and give us an opportunity to start discussing what should the future of this healthcare system look like. And ladies and gentlemen, what I'm looking at here is in 2005, which is to the far left right here. If you go to the top line, the blue line, in that year there were about 33,500 total veterans in our service area. That's all of VA Black Hills. The red line just below, in 2005, we served about 18,000, 19,000 of those veterans. Let me start by saying not all veterans that are eligible for VA care choose to get their care with our system or some other VA system. And not all veterans are eligible for VA care. There's two different dynamics there. In our healthcare system, your healthcare system, we serve just over 50% of the total veterans in our area. That is one of the highest percentages in the entire country. On average, a VA healthcare system might serve 20 to 30% of the total veterans. Ours is at about 52%. What has begun to happen then as the years have gone on? In 2010, there were 30,300 veterans total. And you can see there's beginning a gentle decline of that number. We served about 19,200. Last year, in our fiscal year 11, that number decreased to 18,650. So you can see that there's a decline, if you will, beginning to emerge. In that out year of 2020, to the far right of the chart, we have a pretty good sense from our data. We're able to identify every veteran in our area. We know how old they are, and we have some sense of the disease process they may be dealing with. We're going to see about 26,000 total veterans, or have 26,000 total veterans in our area. We believe we're going to take care of about 15,800 of those veterans. This number, as it begins to decrease, is something that we have to pay attention to. Now, these are some of the stressors in particular that we're looking at in our system. And you guys are well aware of this. About 39% of our veterans actually live within about 60 miles of one of our two hospitals, Hot Springs and Fort Lee. And that's about a distance that we were hoping